closer to the end moment, there was like the Avengers-ish moment, and everybody
Yeah.
kind of came in, which is very cool. So how was that project like for you to play Jill again in a movie?
Yeah, it was really, really exciting. Obviously, I knew how exciting it would be, one, to have Jill in the modern timeline come back, because
Yeah.
she'd been in canon for a while now, and everyone had been kind of like, "Where's Jill? What's happening?" So I knew that that was going to be really exciting. I also know we've never seen her meet Leon on screen,
Yes.
so I texted each other when we got the script and we read through it, and I was like, I wonder if it's gonna happen. And sure enough, I texted him. I was like, it happens.
Well, what do you know? Jill Valentine.
And we were excited about that because Matt's been a fan of Resident Evil for a long time, so he also knew kind of the weight of those two finally meeting. We got Claire and Jill in the same room as well, but you can tell they're kind of like old fast friends. We just haven't seen that relationship. So I think all of those things were really exciting. And the other thing about it for me is I adopted this iconic character, right? These were some big shoes to fill, and I just feel so grateful to the response that I've received from old Resident Evil, like OG Resident Evil fans, as well as new ones. I felt very welcomed and very embraced, and obviously that's very rewarding because you want to do justice to a character while still kind of bringing it into their new kind of gritty age of these remakes. And so for me, it's interesting because I got this character, in RE3 remake, which is after she's been through some real crazy stuff with the mansion and some real intensity. So she's already kind of struggling with a little bit of PTSD and trauma there, but she's on such a survival mission. It's so survival focused. And then I got to play her again years and years and years and years later,
Yeah.
after, canonically, all of these other things that she's been through that I haven't yet gotten to explore for myself, but I know had happened to her. So it was exciting to kind of adopt the character, being like, okay, I want to know, really be up to date on everything that we can know that she's been up to. And thankfully, I'm supported by a team that has a vision, and obviously what they've written and what they're doing is what's happening with Jill. So it was really cool though to kind of take on, all right, after she's been through all of this, what does her trauma look like now? What does her survival energy look like now? And I think there is just a certain level of fatigue. And the one thing that I really noticed in the film is just like that disconnection. She's got that disconnection from her people and from her partners, and that desire to be like, I'm gonna go in whether or not there's backup. Like I'm gonna save the people. That very kind of like, I have to do it for myself, by myself. And then her little arc in that film is a little bit of the like, no, you're gonna do it with people.
Yeah.
You're gonna with Leon. You're gonna have backup. You're gonna have teammates. And I think one of her last lines is like, we sure did kick some ass, didn't we? And it's got that very like, we did it together. And so I found that subtle little arcs in a very heavy action, lots of crazy, chaotic CGI Resident Evil movie, chaos. I still thought there was a really wonderful kind of small arc through line of where she's at on sort of reconnecting to the people that care about her and are willing to go to the ends of survival for her. Was really special.